Are you planning a flight soon? Before boarding, there are critical things most passengers never learn that can affect safety, comfort, and health. These are not random travel tips or trivia. They are real flight secrets that experienced travelers quietly use to avoid problems. Knowing these details ahead of time can save you stress, money, and even protect your health during situations airlines rarely explain clearly. By the end of this video, you will understand how planes actually operate and why certain rules exist beyond convenience. Let's start with something every passenger has seen but few truly understand: the oxygen masks and what they really provide. During safety demonstrations, crews say, "Put your own mask on first." But most passengers never learn why this matters so urgently. Those oxygen masks do not supply unlimited air. They provide roughly 12 to 15 minutes of oxygen only. That short window exists to give pilots time to descend rapidly to lower altitudes where normal breathing becomes possible again. If a mask drops, every second matters. Put it on immediately instead of looking around, helping others, or filming. Lack of oxygen causes hypoxia, which can make you feel calm or confused while losing consciousness without warning. Hypoxia affects judgment faster than most people realize, which is why passengers may not notice danger until they are already impaired. Hypoxia often creates false confidence, causing passengers to feel fine while losing awareness, which explains why oxygen emergencies escalate so quickly. Another little-known habit among flight attendants involves avoiding coffee and tea served on board during most flights. Onboard water systems are maintained differently from drinking supplies, and cleaning schedules vary widely between airlines and aircraft types. Independent testing has found bacteria levels in some aircraft water systems that surprise passengers who assume hot drinks are safe. Because of this, many crew members bring their own beverages rather than drinking coffee or tea on board. For passengers, choosing sealed bottled drinks is a safer option, especially on long flights or international routes. Your stomach often reacts poorly at altitude, making contaminated water more likely to cause discomfort during travel. Bathroom timing on airplanes also matters more than people expect, especially during boarding and landing phases. Right after boarding and just before landing are the worst times, when restrooms are rushed or heavily used. Those moments coincide with rushed cleaning after boarding and maximum contamination after hours of use during flight operations onboard cabins daily worldwide. Using the restroom mid-flight is usually cleaner, less crowded, and exposes you to fewer germs than peak periods onboard aircraft cabins today. Carrying hand sanitizer reduces risk, since airplane bathrooms involve frequent contact with handles, locks, and shared surfaces during busy flights. Tray tables are among the dirtiest surfaces on planes, often harboring more bacteria than airplane bathroom flush buttons during routine flights worldwide. They are rarely deep cleaned between flights, and sometimes wiped quickly with the same cloth across multiple rows during cabin turnarounds daily. Some passengers even change diapers or place dirty items on tray tables, increasing contamination risks for everyone on board during commercial flights worldwide. Always wipe tray tables before eating or placing devices, or avoid using them whenever possible during flight segments for hygiene safety reasons. Moving shoes feels comfortable, but airplane floors contain spilled drinks, bodily fluids, and grime invisible to passengers during routine cabin operations daily. During emergency evacuations, feet increase injury risk from debris, sharp edges, or heated surfaces, making footwear critical for quick movement. Wearing shoes during takeoff, landing, and whenever leaving your seat improves safety during unexpected events onboard commercial aircraft flights worldwide today operations. Cabin lights dim during nighttime takeoff and landing to help passengers' eyes adjust quickly if an emergency suddenly occurs inside the aircraft. This adjustment improves visibility of floor lights, exit signs, and obstacles if normal cabin lighting fails during emergency evacuations. Leaning against airplane windows seems harmless, but those surfaces are rarely sanitized between flights after thousands of passengers touch them daily worldwide. Germs accumulate on windows from hands, heads, and clothing, increasing exposure during long-haul flights across crowded cabins over time for travelers on board. Using a neck pillow or covering the window with clean fabric helps reduce direct contact while resting during overnight or long flights. Overhead air vents can actually protect you by directing airflow away from your breathing space and reducing airborne germ exposure on board cabins. Medical experts often recommend leaving vents on, aimed slightly forward, to create a protective air barrier around your face during flights today. Airline blankets and pillows may not be freshly washed, even when sealed in plastic packaging between every flight. According to crew reports, flight turnaround schedules often prioritize speed over deep cleaning, which is why blanket handling varies significantly between flight legs. Bringing your own compact blanket or pillow provides better hygiene and peace of mind on longer flights, especially during international overnight journeys. Seatback pockets look convenient, but they are rarely cleaned and often contain trash, tissues, and germs left behind by previous passengers daily. Storing phones, snacks, or documents there increases contamination risk, especially when those items later touch your hands or food during long flights. Raising window shades during takeoff and landing helps emergency crews assess conditions outside and prepares passengers visually for evacuation if needed quickly. Open shades also allow your eyes to adjust to outside light levels, improving orientation and reaction time in emergencies during nighttime landings. Flight attendants use discrete signals and codes to manage turbulence, security concerns, and operations without alarming passengers on board. Behind-the-scenes coordination keeps cabins orderly and addresses risks quickly, without causing unnecessary fear among passengers. Some studies suggest seats toward the rear of aircraft show slightly higher survival rates in rare crash investigations historically reported worldwide cases. Regardless of seat choice, sitting near exits and paying attention to safety briefings improves preparedness for emergencies onboard aircraft today globally. Every airplane lavatory contains sensitive smoke detectors that alert crew and cockpit immediately if triggered by heat or vapor sources onboard aircraft. Smoking, vaping, or tampering with detectors can lead to severe penalties, diversions, or criminal charges under aviation laws worldwide today strictly enforced. Turbulence feels extreme because your inner ear exaggerates motion, even when aircraft movement remains well within safe engineering limits. Most turbulence injuries happen because passengers ignore seatbelt signs or unbuckle too early while seated during unexpected air movement. Keeping your seatbelt fastened whenever seated significantly reduces injury risk from sudden drops or jolts during flights worldwide today. Cabin air humidity is extremely low, often below 20%, drying eyes, skin, and airways during long flights at cruising altitude. Contact lenses dry quickly in these conditions, causing irritation or blurry vision, especially if passengers fall asleep wearing them. Many frequent flyers switch to glasses during flights or carry approved moisturizing eye drops to protect eye comfort on board. Eating heavy meals before flying often causes bloating because digestion slows at altitude and movement remains limited during flights. Choosing lighter foods, avoiding excess salt, and skipping carbonated drinks helps reduce discomfort and fatigue during air travel. Cabin pressure equals standing on a 6,000 to 8,000 foot mountain, forcing your body to work harder for oxygen. This pressure change contributes to headaches, swelling, fatigue, and digestive issues commonly reported by passengers on longer flights. Staying hydrated is essential, but alcohol worsens dehydration at altitude, increasing fatigue, headaches, and discomfort during flights. Moving your legs regularly helps prevent stiffness and swelling, especially during long-haul flights with extended periods of sitting. In-flight Wi-Fi may seem reliable, but connections are routed through satellites and often drop over oceans or remote regions. Network speed varies by aircraft, route, and weather, making Wi-Fi unreliable for work, streaming, or sensitive tasks. Downloading content and documents before flying prevents frustration when internet service becomes slow or unavailable mid-flight. Avoid logging into sensitive accounts or making financial transactions over shared in-flight networks whenever possible during travel. Cabin announcements are often intentionally vague to prevent panic, even when turbulence or delays are more serious than described. Phrases like minor delay or light turbulence may signal larger operational issues without alarming passengers unnecessarily. Listening for repeated updates or changes in tone often reveals more about the situation than any single announcement. Understanding these patterns helps travelers stay calm, prepared, and better informed during unexpected situations in the air. Flying smarter comes from understanding systems, not superstition, and making small adjustments that reduce risk, discomfort, and stress. Before every trip, review safety habits, hygiene choices, and onboard behavior, because small decisions made early shape your entire flight experience. Use these insights on every trip, and you will travel safer, calmer, and more confident while avoiding mistakes most passengers repeat unknowingly.